Welcome, everybody. We're the Elevate Podcast. My name is Donovan. I'm here with my brothers.
John.
Miko.
Like we said last episode, we're doing this to get the record of our stories and also our loved ones. We had some loved ones that passed that we wish we would have taken this opportunity to record their stories. So many stories at my dad's funeral that I wish I could have heard from him or his side of the story. So that is kind of the reason why we're doing all of this. John, anything?
Honestly, I got a couple more questions for you if I can ask them.
No, this is your episode.
Hey, bro.
This is your episode. You should have some last week.
Let me ask two.
All right, two.
All right. So we talked about what Donovan did for work. He was a youth mentor, but I felt like we didn't really talk about it. As I watched the video again, bro, Donovan actually ran facilities. Like, he's not just on the floor. He like actually ran facilities, and he went to multiple facilities. So I wanted to do some stats, bro. Like, tell him who you really are, bro. No, I'm dead serious, bro. How many facilities have you gone to? How have you built them? And the effects of the kids. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you're not just a average Joe sitting by me.
I've been to multiple facilities. There's been a lot. Started out here in West Jordan. I know John asked me about him before, but Charlie Falacia. I was lucky enough for him to take me wherever he went. I know John. I don't want to downplay what I did, but also I know my opportunity would have been there unless uh, Charlie didn't take me under his wing and kind of show me the way. Um, and every facility we've been to, we've always at least doubled or even tripled the census of kids that we took. And that is because we can take a little tougher kid, a little higher acuity kid. Um, Now, I said this in the last episode. It's the way you treat them. I promise you, that's exactly what it is. You treat them like prisoners; they're gonna act like prisoners. You treat them with love and respect, um, then they'll eventually give you that love and respect back. And anything you say, I always say this to the training with the new staff. If you're a brand new staff that comes in and tries to boss the kids around, in my head, if someone tried to do that to me, but who the F are you? Don't come and talk to me like that. At first, you got to build a connection. You got to build a relationship first before you can start talking to the kids like that. I promise you, the way I talk to these kids is how my mom and dad used to talk to me. It's pretty straightforward, blunt, but it is only after I built a connection and relationship with them. Yeah.
Okay, he's not gonna say it. So they have facilities that are like 10 kids, starting out 10, 16. Bro, they built it up to like 40 plus kids. And so, just to throw it out there, kids equals money, which helps the facility build. And so the individuals that are running the facility, this nigga's making the money. And he's not talking to the kids that way, just the kids, but he went out and talked to the parents to tell them about, like, hey, this is how I run my facility. I'm the one that you're going to be connected with, and you should choose us. So he's not going to say, I'll say it, bro. Like, that's dope as hell. Like, starting from the top with the parents all the way down to the kids, I think that's dope, bro. Like, you connected on different levels of not just the parents, the kids, CEOs, millionaire, billionaire guys, to your staff, and even to the point of like being able to talk to yourself in a way to motivate yourself and encourage yourself to keep doing those things, bro. So I don't know, bro. I just wanted to bring that up because I was like, bro, we did not talk about that. That's dope as hell. It's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. You know what I mean?
I love that saying. No, I appreciate that. And I think myself, with I think a lot of polys, we have a hard time with taking praise, I guess. We try to, I'm trying to get like you. that's, a, that's a common saying that I know with the polys, but I do appreciate that. You said you had a couple questions.
I'll just do that one.
Okay, cool. All right. My episode was the first episode. This episode is Jon Davidson. Grew up with this guy. Nico and John actually grew up since diaper ages. So I know Nico got questions like that, or has the memories with John since that. But I met John. Actually, I met John when I was young, but we really didn't start hanging out until probably sophomore year of high school. We knew each other because we used to all golf with the Polynesian Golf Club. But John, if you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, where you were born.
So Jon Davidson. I was born in San Francisco and basically grew up out here in West Valley around like middle school. So I grew up moving around a lot. I always tell people this: 13 elementaries, 3 junior highs, 1 high school. So, I wasn't a military brat or anything. Just got in trouble a lot, so we had to move and do other things. So, always looking for a spot and all that. So, yeah, I'm a West Valley boy though. So,
West Valley, since you bring that up, what does that mean to you?
honestly, home. Like I always say, San Francisco's home. I know I didn't grow up there, but there's just a feeling out there that I feel at home. But this is home, home. Um, I have a lot of pride in West Valley. Me and my wife always talk about it all the time of like moving out and all that stuff, and it's hard for me. Like I love here. Like this is my city, bro. Like this is where I feel most comfortable, and so obviously you need to grow. The best way to grow is to leave your comfort zone, but I'll grow some other time. So yeah, that's what West Valley means to me.
I'm also from West Valley. I have the same love here. Nico's also, well, I don't know. Nico, you go ahead and explain.
Yeah, I'm from West Valley.
I don't want to say that because Nico's not born here, but
yeah, same as John, born in San Francisco, but man, I have more memories here. I still have memories there. But, yeah, West Valley.
these two put on West Valley more than I do, and I'm born and raised here. But I do love West Valley. I'm glad you brought that up. Just because I see so many moves that a lot of people are making now from West Valley. And that's one thing I love that they have is pride in West Valley. Um, one thing I love about John is he's never afraid to share his past. Um, John, let's touch on your temperament. How was your temperament growing up as a kid?
Oh, it was pretty good, bro. Between me and Nico, like I was always the level-headed one. I had to help Nico like relax and hey man, calm down. You're good, bro.
Nico, is that how you saw it?
That's how you saw it, bro.
No, you don't get the money back.
Nah, hey, so yeah, it's not even in the past, I'll be honest, it's still the current. I still have a temper, not as bad as I used to when I was little, or young. Everyone's gonna be like, you're still little. But but yeah, when I was young, I had a really bad temper. Just anything will make me mad and then just pop off. And so I've gotten a lot better now, but I still have a temper. I know that's never going to leave me, so kind of accepted it.
Was there a moment or an experience in your life that made you realize that, oh, this is something I want to try to work on?
There's a couple. So on my mission is when I really started thinking about it. Is honestly probably like halfway through my mission, so a year into it. So LDS missions, they usually last about 2 years. You go to a different state, different country, different city, whatever it may be. So I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and man, I was still hot headed, bro. Like anything that anyone tried to say to me, like F the Mormons, or throw bottles at me or try to run me over, bro, I was chasing them. And I was swearing and all that. I had my name tag on, but I didn't give a damn, bro. I was really trying to fight every single person, bro. Like my first area was like a ghetto area, bro. Hella ghetto. They called it Little Philly. And so, bro, like everyone was down. But I was like, all right, bro. Like, my companion was always telling me, Elder Davidson, don't do it. He was from Peru. You forget he had a hard time speaking English. Elder Medina, what up? But yeah, on my mission, I realized like, damn, bro, like I'm out here trying to help people, and I'm out here trying to fight, like not having patience. But honestly, the second one was just recently. Um, I started doing the 12-step program, anger management, maybe about a month ago. um, I just lost my temper a couple times, and I realized, like, damn, like I have two little kids, man, and I need to do something different because my two little boys are super kind-hearted. Um, my wife is super kind-hearted, and I need to do better for them. So that's honestly been a really big push lately for me. Is those three, where I'm like, dang, like if I keep acting the way I'm acting, it's gonna be the same old result. Like I could be dead or I could get locked up, and then what's next? You know. So
I think one thing I know about you is you're hard on yourself. So I know how you said your one experience was in the past, the other experience is a month ago. But don't not acknowledge that growth from those two stories. That makes sense.
yeah.
John, growing up, like he loved it. It wasn't like he saw anything wrong in it. You know what I mean? It was a fight, and I was like, yeah, I love that. I was like, okay, but he calmed down. So the growth from now, for you to even recognize it, man, it just shows how much growth you already made. Um,
You know what's funny about that? So one of our cousins, so I got expelled one of the at Hunter. I got expelled for fighting, and I was sitting in the car with one of our cousins, older cousins, and then he was asking me that. He's like, "Damn, dude, why you keep doing that, bro? Why do you keep getting in fights?" And I looked at him. He was sitting in his driver's side. I looked at him. I was like, "Cause I love that shit." He's like, "Bro, there's something wrong with you."
talked about it, Nico. I don't know if you talked about it with John, but and you don't have to share this, but where do you think this stems from? The anger.
Ooh, stems from like just the way I was brought up. I'll probably bring up my mom a lot in the episode, but it's nothing to badmouth my mom. Um, but it's just what the facts are. Uh, my mom told me this story. She said, "When you were born, the first thing I noticed was how small you are, and then the next thing I said to myself was, I ain't gonna raise no bitch." I was like, "Damn, nigga, you thought I was a bitch right when you see me?" And so, sorry for the swearing. Uh, yeah,
I'm quoting right
yeah.
now.
It's not me saying it; it's my mom.
No, man, I don't want to get off topic, but we'll set that out there right now. One thing, a misconception about members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints is that we're perfect, and I promise you guys, we are the three most imperfect people of that church. So I swear, I try to stop, but I promise you, it's going to slip up every once in a while. And we all have our weaknesses, so don't apologize for swearing. But
I don't try.
in due time, brother. Oh, sorry. Anyways, your mom.
Oh, so from that, like, that's just how my mom kind of raised me. And so I feel like my anger comes from just the way that she treated me. Um, honestly, I can remember ever since I was little, she would always like want me to fight people. The first memory I really have with my mom and fighting was actually out here in West Valley. There's Harmon's off of 35th. On the other side where the swap meets at, there's apartments over there. Uh, so we lived over there, and my mom, my sister's dad, and my sister, we lived over there, and one of our cousins was there, and he got in a fight with a couple of the kids in the complex. These Palani kids, three of them jumped him. And so me and him were playing. I don't know, was something in the grass. And these three kids were probably like third grade, second, third grade. And these kids were like grown ass kids, like sixth graders, seventh graders, bro. And they came and then, right, they surrounded us. And then I looked at my mom and my sister's dad. And then our cousin dipped out. My nigga really left. Like he ran. And it was just me. And I looked up at my mom and my sister's pops, and I was like, they're just watching me on the porch. And my mom goes, she's like, it's either you win or you lose to them and you'll lose to me. And I remember just kind of blacking out. Bro, I was biting, I was scratching, I was punching as hard as I can. I remember just trying to do everything I can to fight them. But I feel like I remember that really stuck out to me where like I don't know, where it kind of pissed me off, I guess, where I'm like, damn, these niggas really don't got my back. Like I gotta scratch and claw my way out of this. So I don't know.
I think in the generation we're in now, mental health and like raising good men is kind of not good men, but like kind of where we're leading towards. Well, back then in our parents' generation, it was more like, nah, you got to be a man. To be a man, you don't cry. To be a man, you don't share your feelings. I'm a man, so I show zero feelings. Um, and like your mom said, like I ain't no bitch. Like, no, I'll stand ground. I'll fight anybody. I feel like that's what um, our older generation had. Even my parents, aside from me, I was never like that. I didn't like to fight. I don't know why. Because my dad always scolded me, just like I talked about, especially with football games. I hated those rides home. But I see it in my brother, and I see it in a lot of my older cousins, where it's like, no, you'll never catch me crying. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down, and I'm never gonna back down from anybody. So I think that was a generational thing. The reason why I bring that up is because I know your journey with mental health and how far you've come. Not just the anger part, but the part that a lot of Polynesians don't like to talk about. And if you're open to sharing, depression. That's a big thing coming up with a lot of Polynesians now. Is they're becoming more open to talk about depression. I know you have your own story with depression. So can you share that if you want to?
I didn't realize I struggled with depression. Honestly, until our grandma passed away. Kind of like what you're saying. Like I kind of just like push things to the side, and grown men, like we don't cry, we don't do all that. Honestly, like that phase, like I cried a lot. I always cry, so I always got made fun of for crying. Um, but I always tried to not cry and not show emotion and not honestly try to not show connection. Um, but once Grams passed away, I think it uh, hit a chord inside um, that I couldn't hide anymore. So I started going to see a therapist to help me kind of get my mind right and uh, to focus on what's most important in my life. The reason why I say that is because uh, I was contemplating suicide, and that's not the first time I contemplated or even acted upon suicide. So as I went through therapy, uh, there's a specific therapy called EMDR, and so it helps you tap into moments in your life where the inner child that is struggling, and there's different moments that we all have. That inner child is trying to talk to you and tell you, like, man, I need help. Um, and so I did that type of therapy. And one of the moments when we talked about depression, and so we talked about the suicidal thoughts and suicide attempts that I've had. And so I guess I'll share that. Um, the first time I experienced suicidal thoughts was actually living with my brother, Harvey Street. Oh man, sorry.
You good, brother?
How old were we? Fourth grade. Fourth grade was my first time really contemplating suicide. We There was a basketball court outside, and we used to play basketball until the lights go out. One day, I think there was just a lot going on with my mom and my sister's dad, and I got in trouble a lot, so used to getting beat up and all that. But one of the times I snuck out the house and was hanging out by the court, and there's broken glass there, and I just had a voice, a thought come to my mind. Man, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Like if they don't love you, just end it. I picked up the glass and put it to my wrist and started to cut. But then I got scared and then ran away, ran back to the house. Um, that ventured into my senior year of high school, 18 years old. It was my birthday. Went up seeing my mom, or downstairs to see my mom, and me and my mom never had a really good relationship. We loved each other, but we didn't love being around each other. Went downstairs see my mom before school and told my mom, it's like, oh shoot, it's my birthday. She's like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, I'm 18. I'm 18. And she was like, can I be honest with you? She was like, honestly, I'm surprised you're even here. Um, I thought you were going to be locked up or dead. Um, so that kind of hit me pretty deep. And so that night after school, I planned on taking my life again. I used to walk around with the pistol just because I got into some silly things and just needed a pistol. But that night I loaded up the pistol um, and wrote a letter called My Last Letter. I love poetry, so it was a poem, and so I wrote that. It goes, I feel like dying goes through my head. My eyes darken, no light. All I see is the devil ahead. I'm fed up with life, can't deal with this shit. I pull the trigger back and boom, that's it. No lesson to be learned, no aches, no pain, no tears from my lonely eyes. It's the end of the game. I'm no longer your cousin, your nephew, your son. My life is deceased, and now I'm done. Um, I slipped that under my pillow, grabbed my pistol, put it in my mouth, and pulled the trigger. Um, the gun didn't go off. I dropped and cried. Um, that was the first time that I ever prayed. Um, um, didn't really believe in God. Went to church all the time with my grandma or with my other side of my family, my sister's dad's side. My uncle, he was a Fifiao, a pastor, or he still is, and we'll go to church with them. But I just never really believed. Never really believed in the church. Never really believed in God, Christ, anything. I just kind of just believed in myself, I guess. Um, the third time, a lot of times. Third time was uh, maybe like a month later or something like that. Um, I used to do a lot of pills, and I was at my aunt and my uncle's house, um, and kind of the same situation, just kind of going through it with my mom and everything. And I had a bottle of pills, so I took the bottle downstairs to the basement, uh, down the whole bottle, and then I just laid there. I felt a burning in my body, in my stomach, and I felt like my body was shutting down. And I started praying. And I was like, "Shoot, man, I'm ready to come home. Like, take me. I'm tired of it." So he didn't take me, and that was kind of the point where I knew I was here for something. I knew I was here to do something more with my life. And so that was kind of a big turning point. And therapy helped me realize that and use coping mechanisms to um, or tools to be able to work through my depression now. Uh, I feel like I don't really have many episodes anymore, which is dope. So thank you for all those therapists that really take your job seriously, man. You're saving lives. Mine saved my life, you know. So it's a little bit about my depression, just a little bit.
Thank you, brother. I think with Polynesians, it's just not talked about enough. Um, Suicide's a very real thing. Um, I think the thing that made me notice it was I think I went to Hawaii. I don't remember, but and this is like I'm not trying to throw no shit at any families or whatnot, but there was like 6 Polynesian uh, kids that took their life, and I think therapy was a way to help. You just need to talk about it. So please, if you're ever having feelings like John had, please reach out, talk to your parents, talk to anybody that you're close to, somebody you trust. Um, and parents, have open discussions. This is something that's very real in our community and something that needs to be have more light shed on it. Um, so let's make this a little light. John mentioned his wife. Tell us about that story, man.
Dang, bro. So me and my wife, we actually met in sixth grade. I just barely moved back from Alaska, um, and so we knew each other since sixth grade, but we weren't like friends, like best friends or anything like that. We just knew of each other. Fast forward to junior high, we started messaging each other on MySpace, little things like that. Freaking back in the day, MySpace was dope. She was never on my top 8, but I just didn't want the other girls to know. But when we really got together was our junior year of high school. So she had a boyfriend at that time, and we were actually just barely talking about it maybe a couple weeks ago. But she was walking with her boyfriend down the hall, and I seen her, and then I was like, "Damn, she's hella hot, bro." And then the next thought was like, "I bet you I could take her from you." And so at that point, I pursued her. um, uh, so it was over winter break, our junior year, is when we kind of started talking. Um, but later on, like I never really asked girls out. But she was like really the first one that I asked out, bro. And I remember we were by Miss J's room at Hunter High School, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, I want you to be my girl." And she's like, "No." I was like, "What?" I was like, "You want me to girls, not me." And she's like, "What the hell?" She's like, "I don't want to be with you." She's like, you're a bad boy, and I don't like bad boys." I was like, "I could be a good boy." But it was funny because after that moment, man, me and her just being connected, like to the hip, like she's always been there, always, all the damn time. I think that's something I loved about her is because I felt like, honestly, growing up, I felt like a lot of people left, um, and so she's like the first person, besides my grandma and my boys, that really like didn't just like tolerate me. They like she loved me from my heart, and I love that. So yeah.
Um, that's what I love that you said at the end that she loved you for your heart. Because back then, you don't. A lot of people don't know how much of a loving heart John has because they see the fighting, the name calling, all the other stuff. But man, this is like listing that from the jump. This guy is one of the most loving people you'll ever meet in your life. Staying on the topic of Bliss, you didn't mention. Well, what does she mean to you?
Oh man, honestly, I feel like that's that type of love that I found is like one of those where it's like I don't know how to explain it. I think the best way is just like I'm grateful, grateful to have found this type of love. Um, I really believe in angels, and I really believe she's an angel that Heavenly Father sent to me to help me realize what true love is. You know what I mean? What unconditional love is, because that's what I believe in. I believe that our Father in heaven has unconditional love, and I feel like He needed me to understand that through her, and that's what I experienced. And so, yeah.
I love that. Fast forward a couple years after you guys got married, or a while after you guys got married, Zion was born.
Mm-hmm.
How has being a father changed your life?
Ooh. Bro, it's crazy. Like I feel like marriage, like I feel like marriage for me, like turned everything upside down. Where I was like, damn, like I got to be accountable. Gotta talk about like, hey, I want to go hang out with the boys. I can't just like leave, bro. Like when you're dating, you're like, hey, I'm hanging out with the boys, and she doesn't really care. Now I'm like trying to sneak out the house. Hey, I'm going. I'm going to Donovan's house. So adjusting to that, but then when you have kids, I'm like, bro, like it's just like a different world, like a totally different world. Where I'm like, there's a meme that I seen. It's like, if you're thinking about giving up, remember who's watching you. And that's a lot of times that's what's on my mind. I'm like, damn, my little boy's watching me, and it changed me a lot to the point where I'm like, kind of to the point where you're talking about like with anger and stuff like that. Man, kids mimic you,
Yeah.
and Zion mimics me. As kind-hearted as he is, he mimics me. I'm like, I don't want him to go through the things that I've gone through because of my actions. He's never going to go through the stuff I've gone through growing up, environmental wise, because he's never going to be in that situation. But behavioral wise, that's something I need to control. I need to be able to adapt to. And so, I don't know. It really changed a lot of like my perspective and things like that. Where I'm like, I need to figure some stuff out, bro. Yeah, chill out.
Nico, you're also a father. I'll ask the same question to you. How has being a father changed you?
Um, man, in so many ways, I think it's a privilege to be a father. You know what I'm saying? One that not everybody has, and so realizing that and understanding the fact that I have a hand in shaping this little form of love, you know what I'm saying, in their life. It just calls to all the your strengths, your weaknesses. Like it just calls to all that. Step up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, smash me.
Bro, another thing is, bro, I could be like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not saying I do this, but I can be an asshole, and that dude still loves me. Like, he doesn't see that. Like, he's like, I could be a jerk and all that stuff, bro. His thing, Zion's thing, he'll come and hug me, bro. I'm like, God damn, bro. Holy hell. And so it's like another form of unconditional love. Like, he doesn't give a crap about my past.
Yeah,
Like, all he knows is like, that's my pop. I love that nigga.
looks up to you, man.
I'm like, damn. Not too long though. He's getting hella tall. Fuck, he's gonna be looking down. He's like, "Hey, little nigga,
Take out the trash.
I'll take out the trash. All right, can you put a
Um,
bag in?"
no, they are watching, man. I think this memory that I have with my dad was, I don't even know if he remembered it, but I was like 10, maybe 11. But he was driving me to elementary, and he was just telling me, "I want more for you. Look at me like I have to get up and work at 6 a.m." And I was like, that, he probably don't know that stuck with me for my whole life, like just wanting more. So it's true when you say they are watching. Um,
Yeah, I think I'll bring it. It's gonna get a little bit heavy again,
Oh,
but
I lift heavy.
how is your
For average people.
how has your life's journey um, caused you or cause you, at least the reflection of your life's journey? Um, how has that caused you to want to implement the things that you do into your life? And then how is your journey with Liz uh, made you, or like the reflection of that, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Made you want to just better yourself as just a husband overall, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
How's my life experience? How have I implemented that into my daily life?
so like the way that you're talking about Zion not being
Uh-huh.
in the situations that you were in
Yeah.
growing up. Not just like because obviously you don't want your son in those situations that you were in. But like what else aside from that has caused you to like change things about like your behavior and things like that?
Yeah. Um, I think for myself, you know how that there's that quote where it's like, um, it's not about like giving your kids what you didn't have, but teaching your kids what you didn't know. That's how I kind of feel.
Yeah.
It's like with my experience and all that now, like I don't want to just give them what I didn't have. I don't want to just give them a home. I don't want to just give them love. I don't want to just give them a father like I never had. Like I want to teach them how to love.
Yes.
I want to teach them how to build a home, not just have a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to teach them how to be a real man, not just a man that's just down to fight and down to, oh, the homies want to roll? I'm down. Yep, let's get it. Like I want him to learn from my mistakes. I like quotes. So there's a quote that says, um, "A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from others." I want to be able to teach him to be a wise man. I want Uriah, my other son, to learn how to be a wise man and learn from my stories, learn from my experience. And it's like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want to live a lifestyle like that. How is it implemented in my relationship with my wife? Um, Bro, honestly, it was hard. Uh, those toxic traits that I watched my sister's dad and my mom have felt normal.
Mm.
And when I didn't have that with Liz, it felt weird.
Got you.
I was like, damn, bro, why aren't we arguing? Why aren't we fighting? Why aren't we doing these things? Why aren't you throwing knives at me? You know what I mean? So it was hard for me in the beginning because I was like, bro, this is too good to be true. Like something has to be going on. And so the way that I adapt to it is I realized, no, this is a normal relationship. Like this is kind of like what you want. You don't want that stuff, bro. But I felt like the reason why my mind went there is like because I felt like my whole life, uh, every good thing always came to an end. Stupid story, but it's a story that impacted me. Um, we were living in Alaska, and we were told if you get good grades, we'll get you guys a bike. Hell yeah. I'm trying to get a bike. I'm not the greatest in school, but I'm going to do my best. Bro, I did good. Like, you know what I mean? Good enough for like who I am. So me and my little brother, little Al, we both did good. If you know little Al, we don't do good. But so we both did good, and we were like, hell yeah. So we bought our report cards and all that. We were fifth grade. Brought our report cards. We were hella excited, and then showed my mom, showed Liz's or V's pops, and then they're all right. Well, you guys gotta do chores first. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? You guys are freaking tricking us right now, dude. So I was like hella pissed, bro. So obviously, if we talk about my anger, I was pissed. I don't give a damn who you are, bro. I was like, what the hell? I was like, bro, you guys said we could get a bike. I was like,
It's my part.
oh, bro. I was like, oh, hell no. That pissed me off. So, I was hella pissed. I was freaking cleaning and all that. And then after we're done cleaning days, all right, get in the van. We got in the van. And then me and Al in the back, freaking high-fiving each other. Hell yeah, we're going to get a bike. And then my mom turned around. She's like, oh, now you niggas want to be happy, huh? Y'all want to be happy doing chores, huh? I was like, what the fuck? So I felt like every good thing had an extension of bad. Like, oh, you're trying to trick me. Like, oh, you're trying to act like this is a good relationship, but you're holding something. You're luring me in. You're not gonna trick me, bro. I'm gonna get that bike. And so that's how it kind of molded me. Where I'm like, bro, like that's not the best way to think. That's not the best way to maneuver through a relationship. And so we're still working through stuff. Like I still have my freaking weird episodes where I'm like freaking out because everything's too good. Gotcha. But yeah, that's kind of how it helped me.
Last week you asked me a question about our crew and my first impression of all the boys. I'm going to ask you the same thing. What is your first impression of all the boys?
Yeah, I'll answer while we're going through it. So run down with the boys. First, Nico, man. So Nico's 2 months older than me. And we literally from birth, bro. This has been my guy. Yeah, bro. It's from freaking San Francisco to Daly City to running up and down the street, through fighting older kids, through everything, bro. Like anything and everything, me and them were getting into it. Dude. Oh, never mind. I was through other stuff.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah,
on the first episode.
Never mind.
We're gonna take a deep dive now.
But I knew for myself, this was my guy. Is that 3? Oh. My bad. Nah, so my first impression of Nico was, shoot, this is my guy. Like anything and everything, he's gonna run it. Like we're gonna go. Who's after that? It's me. Oh, Sal. Sal. My first impression, bro. Like my first impression of Sal, I seen him at BJ's house. Walked in and he's on the computer. BJ opens the door. And I looked in there. I was like, who is that nigga? And then he's like, oh, this is Sal, Ness and them's brother, or Ness and them's friend's brother. I was like, in my head, I was like, I bet you I could fight this thing and beat him up. He wasn't buff yet. So that was my first impression of Sal. But then when I got to know him, bro, he's hella funny, bro.
Solid.
Yeah, he's so funny. So like he's for the boys. And so I was like, damn, niggas, he's dope as hell. Who's after that? Beach? Mm-hmm. Beach? Oh, that's my nigga. Like he's like opposite of Nico. Like I don't know, bro. That's my little brother, bro. So my first impression is like, I don't know, bro.
He's just more the advocator for good.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, bro, we should probably not do things like that. Or he's like, sure, but he's on his face. He's like, I don't think we should do that. Yeah. Beach was like, bro, growing up, it was like, what is it, yin and yang?
Yeah.
Bro, he was always, bro, everyone loved him. Loved him.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him. And then they were like, so everyone thought me and Beej were twins. But Beej was chubby and I was skinny.
Right up until 6th grade when Beej got a growth spurt.
Beej got hella tall. Like, damn, brother. But yeah, they always thought we were twins. But I was always like labeled as the bad twin. They're like, does your other son not be quiet? Like, does he listen? But yeah, that's my boy, man. He's honestly like he's my best friend, bro. He's always been the guy to freaking soften my heart. One random story, I was getting into a fight and Beach comes out and he's like, nah, bro, like you don't have to fight, bro. And the kids were standing there, bro, ready to fight. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna square off with them. Like, nah, bro, you don't have to. And I was like, all right. And he's like taking me back into the thing. And then he starts mouthing off at Beach. Then I just flipped the screen. I was like, all right, bro, you don't talk about brother like that. But that's how Beach was. He's always been that guy where he's always able to like calm me down. Donovan, are you next?
Yeah.
Donnie, first impression, we was walking to that I remember. we was walking to I think you were walking home and I was walking to where my mom worked. And we're walking and we're saying what's up. And he's like, don't you remember I'm Donovan? I was like, I don't remember. Bro, I'm so high right now. I don't remember you, bro, but you're fucking tall as hell, bro.
Not for you.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids. But once we started really linking up, my first impression was we were playing what is it called?
Rock band.
Rock band. We were playing a rock band, and this guy was singing, he was drumming and guitaring at the same time. He was doing all of it, and he was hitting every note, bro. He's like, put it on hard. Like, who the hell are you, freaking octopus? Yeah, freaking Donovan, bro. He's been solid too. Like, I always felt like Donovan, like besides Nico and Bees, like I felt Donovan was always like the smart guy, like hella like Beast off of X-Men. I always call Donovan Beast because he's a monster, but he's smart as hell, bro. Like he's hella smart. He always plays dumb, but he's smart as hell. Who's next? Dumar? Man, Dumar is probably the funniest dude in the group to laugh at. He thought he was gonna be the funniest. Nah, he's funny as hell. He's probably, man, he has a golden heart, man. He always tries to look at the positive in everything. He's super optimistic, and it's annoying to me because I'm not super optimistic. I feel like I'm more realistic. But random story, but Mar, when we were little, I hated him. I hated him so bad, bro. I hated that dude, bro. It's because he was spoiled.
Gotcha.
His pops and his siblings were always freaking give him whatever he wanted. And I remember we was living in those apartments by Harmon's, and we had a Sega, and Dumar wanted to play it. He's like, "Let me play." I was like, "Bro, I'm still playing. Like, wait your turn." And he went and got my sister's dad. He's like, "John's not letting me play, and he's bullying me." Bro, I got my ass whooped. Bro, he yanked me off that game, started beating the shiz out of me. And then Mark sitting there, I remember getting beat up, laying down, looking, and Mark sitting there. I was like, you motherfucker, bro. Bro, I wanted to beat the hell out of him. Anytime they said, it was like, oh, Dumar's going to come over, I was like, hell no, bro. If he comes over, we're fighting. We're gonna fight, bro. But yeah, I love that dude, bro. Yes. Other than that, I love him more. Nah, he's kind of like these, bro. Like he's just been solid. He's been a source of goodness. Yeah. A lot of times when I was getting in trouble, like he was always trying to convince me, "Hey, bro, you probably shouldn't do that." I was like, "Nigga, don't tell me what to do, bro. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do." Who's after that? Rants, man. Rants, like you said, bro, he is the life of the party, bro. He's funny as hell. He's actually funny. Like he's like he could joke around, he could dance, he could sing. Man, he's crazy talented, bro. He's freaking hella good at sports, but I don't know, bro. That guy, my first impression with him was like, I think it was damn, we was living at Daly City, and I think it was you and him getting into a fight. It's when you guys had long hair, and you grabbed him by the hair and you was dragging him. And I was trying to grab Taylor, like, no! That was my first impression of Taylor. I was like, damn.
One of my earliest memories.
Yeah, but I've always loved Terrence, bro. Like I know I've treated you bad, brother. Not the greatest, but always loved you, bro. So yeah, that's my boys. That's my squad, bro. On the mission, bro. I talked about the boys more than I talked about my family. Like dead serious, bro. Anywhere I went and taught, especially if there's ball. I was like, bro, if my boys came out here, we would freaking school all you guys, bro. We would ball the hell out of you. But yeah, bro, like for real, my boys are my boys. They're my ride or die. They've always been there for me, and like I said in the beginning, man, like they've always loved me for me. I haven't always been the best to them, um, and I think that's something that's been dope. Um, is that they've always accepted me back, like I don't want to say back into the crew, but always accepted me for who I really was, not the actions I was taking. So yeah, man. I'll be honest, bro. Like a big part of who I am is because of you guys, and nah, those are my niggas. Like anything they need, I'm ready to ride. So good or bad. So
No, I second that. I'm pretty sure majority or all of us feel that way, but I second that. I wouldn't be who I am today without my boys. I sent these guys a text about when my dad passed, probably like at 1 o'clock. All of them are at the house by 3 o'clock, and we haven't seen each other in years. And that just shows that, like, man, when it's time to when we are going through something hard, all of us will be there for each other, no matter how long we've seen each other. And these guys helped me a lot through not only my dad passing, but life in general, maturing. Um, One thing I can say about all the boys is that we're all, I can say this with confidence, we're all good men. There's someone stranded on the side of the street. Like I've had stories of all of us stopping and helping them. Um, okay, we talked about relationship with your wife, your son, your mom.
I have two sons, just so you know.
Your sons. Sorry, Uriah, my dog. I missed your blessing, so you don't.
This guy was supposed to be in the circle and my blessing my son Uriah. Bro, this guy showed up late because he had a gout attack.
It wasn't that.
Bro, no, we need it on record so Uriah knows like Uncle didn't show up because he can't control the way he eats.
No, the blessing was there. With your sons, sorry. So relationship with your sons, your wife, yourself, the boys, and mom. To me, this is the most important relationship that one can ever have. But how's your relationship with Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ?
Oof. I think it's solid, bro. Like I said, I didn't really believe in God growing up. It didn't really make sense to me. But one thing I always teach is You can't have a testimony without going through a test. That's why it's called a testimony. You know what I mean? Um, I was I was talking to one of our cousins yesterday, and I was venting about this younger generation. And I was saying I just feel like a lot of the younger generation is struggling with who they are and where they stand is because they're getting all their information off of social media, not really searching it for themselves and going through the test that needs to go through. Like they're just hearing it from a word of mouth, like, oh, this influencer said X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I believe it. Um, I feel like you really have to dig deep and really find out who you really are through those tests, through the grind, through the struggle, through the pain, through the heartache, through all of it. Um, the way I found out God is who He is through the second and third experience. Sorry, with my suicide attempts. Um, so I said a prayer, my first real prayer I had when I pulled the trigger. After that, I got on my knees and I prayed. And my prayer was, God, if you are real, bro, just tell me you're real. Like I just need to know, because my grandma keeps telling me to pray, and I don't know, bro. I don't know if you're real. And this is how I talk to him. Same way I talk to you guys. And the next day was church, was Sunday, and rarely went to church with Grimes at that point. But I woke up early, got ready, and Grimes has a rocking chair, so I sat on her rocking chair waiting for her. She came out, turned the corner. She's like, "Oh, you coming to church with me?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm coming to church." We go there. My grandma, bro, everyone loves my grandma. Everyone's greeting her and all that. We walked through the doors, and this man that I never really had a relationship with, I knew him from church, but I didn't know him. Go say what's up to everyone, just giving handshakes and whatever. And he comes to me and he grabs me, pulls me in close, and says, "John, I don't know why I need to say this, but I need to tell you that God loves you and He's aware of you." And then he pulls me in to hug me. And I just start bawling because I was like, whoa, that is crazy. Um, so that's where I developed my testimony and belief in God. No one could tell me that God's not real because I know He is through that experience, through multiple experiences after that. The way that I knew that Christ was real was the next suicide attempt. Going through it with my mom, Liz. She was going to institute, good person she is, and she called me and she's like, "Hey, you want to come to institute?" I was like, "Not really, but I'll go. I'm trying to get out of the house." It was literally after the suicide attempt. Um, Went to institute with her. We sat in the back, and I put my hoodie on, and I was just had my head down, didn't really care, and I heard a whispering, um, and it said, "Does my son's sacrifice mean nothing to you?" Bro, I was hella freaked out. I was like, "What?" Took my hoodie off, looked back, and I was like, "What in the hell, bro? We're the back row. Who's out here whispering into people's ears?" And I put my hoodie back on, and I was kind of freaked out. But then the whisper came back again. "Does my son's sacrifice mean nothing to you?" And I knew who it was because of my past experience with. And I closed my eyes and started bawling, saying a prayer in my head. And I said, "Heavenly Father, I know it's you. Your son's sacrifice means everything to me." Um, and then the whisper came back and said, "If it does, then go and serve." At that time, I was contemplating going into the Navy, getting ready to sign my papers to go into the Navy. And after that moment, I signed different papers to go on the mission. I was like, well, I guess I gotta serve. So yeah. But then that's when I signed my mission papers and got called to serve the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania mission, and went out there not knowing anything about the Book of Mormon, nothing about the Bible, nothing about the MTC, nothing about the temple and garments and rules. Bro, all I had a testimony of is I knew that God was real and I knew Christ was real. That's all I knew going on my mission.
One thing I love about John, to me, he's one of the most spiritual guys I've ever met in my life, and it's because he never shies away from doubts, and he figures it out themselves, and he's very upfront with anybody. And if you die, like if you don't have a true testimony, he's one that helps you strengthen it, or he at least says, "Hey, man, that's okay. You're okay. If you don't believe, it's okay. But here's how I come to know it's true. Maybe this will help you." So that's one thing I always loved about you, John. You helped me strengthen my testimony tenfold, brother, and um, I want to thank you for that. While I asked that question, there's one relationship that I forgot to think of that I know is very important to you growing up, and that is Grams. Um, I love Grams. Since I first started coming around, she always checked on me. She always checked on my parents. She somehow knew them, but that was just the loving spirit of Grams, and I know how much she means to you. So go ahead and explain, brother.
So I have this little twitch that I have. I usually like rub my head, or if I'm wearing a hat, I rub the hat, or I do this thing with my hands where I'm counting because I'm trying to calm down. um, I just don't want you guys to hear like just a bunch of like crying on the mic.
But that is 100% you.
Yeah, bro. They're like, what is this nigga saying? What am I watching right now? Man, you jerk. Random story. So we lived with a lot of people in our apartment in Daly City, California, and some of the people were going out to go to the movies, and they asked me, "Do you want to go to the movies?" And I said, "No, I want to stay with Grams." Uh, Grams used to lay on the chair or on the couch, and then she would curl her legs. And I've always been small, so I sat in the hole of her legs, and she was watching this old school Superman movie. And I was like, what the hell are we watching? But Grimes just laid there and she's just watching it. And I remember having this thought and kind of like whispering it to myself. I was like, Grimes, you're my superhero. That's what she means to me personally. Like, she was my superhero. Honestly, she was my first savior. Um, my first mom, first person I felt loved and cared for, um, first person I loved. Uh, man, I just loved her a lot. You know, still love her, still miss her. Um, there's another story, Daly City. Um, me being an idiot, Grams opened up the trunk of our gray car. She was loading stuff, and I was just doing whatever I was doing. And I said to myself, you know, it'd be funny if I tricked Grams and thinking she slammed my hands in the trunk. So I pulled my sleeves over my hands and I was running it across and waiting for her to close it. And I actually put my hands in the in the trunk. I was so dumb, dude. In the rim of the trunk, and she closes it, and both my hands are in there. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I started screaming, and then Grab's like, "Oh shoot!" Like she's like trying to hurry up. She runs to the front to pop the trunk, but the door is like not fully open or fully closed, and she goes, boom, hits her eye, and it just starts gushing. She opens it, boom, pops it open, and I'm watching this whole thing happen. And I'm crying and I'm watching it. And she does that, boom, she turns and I see it all bleeding. She opens it up, she comes and grabs me and holds me and comforting me. It's my damn fault. My damn fault that I hurt my hands, and my fault that she hurt her eye. But she was more worried about me than her eye. She didn't call me dumb. She didn't call me stupid. She didn't call me an idiot. She didn't call me anything. She just told me she loved me, and she just like comforted me. And that stuck with me a lot because I was like, damn, bro. Every time I'm a freaking idiot, I hurt her. And so I try to be an idiot where I don't hurt her. But that's the kind of person she was, man. Always put people first. She always had people like your mom and pops, man. Always had people coming through the house, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said last time, like that's how Grounds was. Like she always had all of us, everyone. Everyone ran through the house. People she knew, people she didn't know. But yeah, man. Grounds is the best. She's still the best. So
I think that's the thing I love about the older generation, man. They didn't come with a lot as far as physical stuff, but they always came with the biggest hearts. They're always the most giving, even though they had the least to give. Um, that's the one thing I loved about Grams. My grandma was the same way. My mom and dad were the same way too. And none of them were rich. A lot of them were living paycheck to paycheck. And still, I get this from my dad is I noticed no matter if he had it, he'll tip big. And I mean if he had it like as if it was physically in his wallet. Um, and that's one thing I took from him. And just from stories from the older generation, man, they love with their full heart. And that's one thing I hope to um, do just as good as them. One thing I took from this, and I hope everyone else takes from this um, is you're not who your actions don't define you. You can always grow. John is the biggest example to me as far as that goes. Um, you said Grams would have said it, but I'll say it for Grams. You were an idiot.
that's what's up.
You were an idiot growing up. But man, I said this earlier, but the progress you've made from who you are now to who you were back then is something I don't think you pay enough credit to.
You know what's crazy though, bro? Like when people hear about this kind of stuff, they're like, "What?"
Wait, the people that just met you?
Yeah, just met me. They're like, "You? I can't see that." I was like, "Oh,
John got
that's
mad.
good."
What'd you say?
I see what? I see what? Huh?
Okay, we'll end it on a lighter note. Me and John have a debate, and I need all you guys to
Oh my gosh, bro!
comment. Nico, this question is for you.
There we go, bro.
If you're trapped in a room or trapped in a lake, since you doubled down, would you rather fight Wolverine anaconda
No, you
or
can't do
crocodile.
You can't do the lake if the Wolverine's in it. The Wolverines can't swim.
So in a room or in a lake, right?
We'll do room.
Just the room.
Wolverine,
Uh-huh.
crocodile, or anaconda.
Crocodile, bro.
Oh!
What?
I'm killing anaconda.
No. This nigga thinks he can kill an anaconda. No, he said, "Oh, watch, he'll bite me on my arm and I grab his head and I'll kill him like that." I was like, "That's crazy, bro. You really think?"
Okay.
We didn't call him beast for nothing, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Please, no straps, nigga.
Okay. All right, bro. 5 plates, no straps. What kind of plates? Tell me what kind of plates. What's on those plates?
Okay, in the lake.
Okay, yeah.
In the lake, what?
Did your answer change?
You're in a lake,
Uh-huh.
anaconda or crocodile. Who are you fighting?
Do I still have the choice of the Wolverine?
No,
No.
because he can't swim.
I was gonna say Wolverine does. Both can't swim. In the lake, dang. I guess I'd have to. All right, the anaconda. Bro.
No, bro.
Well, no,
No.
what? Get in the lake with the crocodile.
That's crazy.
It's
bro.
almost similar to handling the anaconda on land and water. Do something with the head, bro. Kill the head. Do something. You know the saying.
Bro, that's the same thing as crocodiles, though, bro.
Nah, in the water though, that's their element.
Bro, you grab their mouth,
And then
they
he just
can't-
flips over and you can't breathe. He said, I just thought things are playing.
He's like, you don't think I can do it?
Just waiting for you to come up.
You're in my hood.
That's crazy, bro. I still fought a crocodile, bro.
You say anaconda in the water?
Yeah, you said anaconda
No,
anywhere, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking that.
Oh, see,
Anaconda
okay.
anywhere.
That's cool.
That's crazy, bro.
It's crocodile in the water is just something else for me. So.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
The water, they're crazy.
Look. Happy Gilmore killed a crocodile in the water, bro.
Yeah.
That was real. That was really documented.
He also got beat up by the Price is Right guy. I don't want to hear that.
Well, he wins and loses. He's a champ, bro. That's crazy, bro. I'm just saying.
I know I'm hella holding mic. Sorry.
No.
No.
Good.
It's my first time on the podcast, so.
Is there another one? Well, you already chose your GOAT debate as far as the NBA goes.
Oh yeah, but we don't know about.
Oh, right here.
Go.
I got a question for y'all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys want to do the GOAT first?
From you,
Yeah.
Oh, the GOAT for what?
basketball.
Oh, man.
Kobe, LeBron, the GOAT, Mike.
Don't give
Michael
choices.
Jordan. Oh,
You chose Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. Dope. No,
My goodness.
honestly, Rajon Rondo, bro. Rajon Rondo, dope as hell, bro.
I don't know.
Smart as hell.
So the greatest player of all time.
Oh,
Any position.
any position.
Might have to go with Kobe, bro.
My God.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Are we not Kobe fans?
No, you're not.
You say Kobe though,
Uh-huh.
but Mike was the one that made the blueprint though,
I get you, but
and he has more rings, and his stats are better, and his camaraderie with teams is better. It is.
You didn't watch
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because
Trying to keep it.
No, that's all like a hoax.
He's
He's just trying to get money because he's broke.
nah, man.
Pippen, his wife left him.
I guess who she's dating?
Michael
Jordan's son.
He won twice.
That nigga's the enemy for life. Man.
No, dude. See,
All right, dude. What was your question? Close us out. We'll end on this.
Is this or that kind of a question? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
No elbows or no knees.
oh,
Straight legs or straight arms.
no elbows, bro.
No elbows.
Yeah, no
elbows.
elbows.
So like, how are you gonna eat?
The place right here. The place right here. Bro, I don't need it. My arms.
Okay, I'm set.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
What's yours?
No knees.
No knees.
Yeah.
Like
Why you That's crazy.
See Forrest Gump? I do it. There's just no getting out of those braces.
That's crazy, bro. No way.
Yeah.
You can't sit down. You can't do nothing.
It's all right, man. Just lean against the wall.
Does that mean your legs are getting tired, though? How you get
Now they're
up?
already straight. If I ain't got no knees, just a straight bone, prop myself up.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Nah, I'm tired.
Okay, I got one, bro.
All right.
What about Donovan?
Don't close us out.
Donovan said straight arms.
Oh, he said straight arms?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So both skinny guys. Can't do nothing when I do.
So your argument is for eating.
That's a big argument, yeah.
I'm just gonna catch you and push you over.
Anytime you try to eat.
Stiff arms are crazy.
I'm gonna run.
All right, I got one. All right. Would you rather fight a lion once a year or 10 chickens every time you get into your car?
What? A lion?
Yeah, I'm lying, bro.
What? You guys think you'll make it to the next year?
How inconvenient that is, man.
Okay, so you've ever said,
He's coming
I'm
from
going to
a
fight
guy
one lion
who would
and
rather
I'm
fight
done for the rest
in the
of my
water
life.
and the content.
That's crazy.
There are tribes in Africa that kill lions. I'm not saying I'm one of them.
I'll figure out how to kill a lion.
Skills, but
Dude, that's crazy. We put a lion in here, you both think you could fight that
once
lion.
a year, shoot. I mean, if I don't win, I don't
What
win.
does a chicken do,
I don't
bro?
win next year.
You could beat up a chicken every
That's
time.
inconvenient.
Yeah, for
Every
real.
time.
Oh, you live off of convenience?
I don't want to get in my car and fight every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Warrior. Here.
I love this shit. I love this shit. Every time I get in the car.
I love this.
Yeah, I grew up in the dark.
But like, you just once a year. Can you prep?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But you're not prepping to not prep as a gun. Like you have to fight it with hands.
Yeah, but still, once a year, get to prep. In the meantime, that's
You have to kill it though.
okay.
You guys, oh my gosh, this
And
is crazy.
I work for the airlines. I just fly to one of them tribes. Hey, teach me how to kill your fight.
That's crazy.
Be like, you too fat.
Well, we'll close it off on that. That is Jon Davidson, person I look up to, and we are the Elevate Podcast.
Woo!